What's up, guys? What's going on? How's everybody doing? What up, Steve? What up, sis? yeah, yeah, yeah. Had to get at least a show in before the shows this weekend, before the local shows this weekend. What's everybody up to? I'm liking the new. We have some new UI updates. It tells me where I'm casting to. Can you hear me, sis? You can't hear me? Check, 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 check. Shouldn't be muted. There's no mute. Check, check, check. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? 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 Saying words. These are words coming out of my mouth. Okay, that's good. I might have just been quiet. Got any TVC? We have a ton of TVC. I can go through that stuff. A lot of it should be listed, but it might be easier for us to just go through it. All good, Steve. You're fine. Somebody answered the question already. He can't even hear what I'm saying, so it doesn't. Well, we did a stream last Wednesday. And then I don't know. I just didn't stream. That's all. But I wanted to do one at least today, maybe tomorrow. I have a card show on Saturday, and then I have a comic show, but that'll really be a figure show on Sunday. So I just wanted to hop on here at least for tonight. I also have stuff that I need to ship out that needs to be reviewed, so I most likely will do some reviews tonight, or maybe I'll do them tomorrow. I don't know, whatever. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's what's going on. Anthony, for TVC, the newest thing that I have is I have the Denizens from Jabba's Palace, if you're into those. Otherwise, I can go through some TVC if you want me to. I did restock Grief Karga. And then we have a Thrawn here, and we have Pre Vizsla over here. But if you want me to go through more TVC, I can certainly do that. I have a couple boxes of those that we can go through. For classifieds, I'll show you over here the stuff that we have. So the newest that we have is the Action Sailor. And then we have Snow Job. I have a Dr. Mindbender. I have a Serpentor over here. There is a Mutt and Junkyard over here as well. Then we got some Dreadnoks, a Nunchuck. These are Walmart exclusives. And then that's a what's the name? Shockwave. Then there's just more rows of classifieds here, so there's more down there. Um, this is the middle row, so there's some Python Patrol and other Cobras over there. These are Joe's, Tiger Force Joe's, the Sergeant Slaughter over there. And then there's the motorcycles up here and some dual packs. And then we have the Hiss Fire Team and the Hiss Tank over here. For Serpentor, I know somebody asked about Thrawn. Give me 1 second on Thrawn. For Serpentor, should have a listing. 1 second. Let's see what we have it listed at. I'll probably be flexible on this though. Thrawn, I can do for 30. I'll lower the price on him. I'll do Thrawn at 30, Anthony. Thrawn for 30. And then for Serpentor, I guess I don't have him listed. I'll say, I don't know. Opening bid, I'll say 185 on Serpentor. Or feel free to make me an offer. Or if there's anything else you're interested in, let me know and we can figure out a deal for him. This was the Wild Force Lunar Wolf. Serpentor, I'm saying, just saying, feel free to make an offer on it. For Serpentor, I'll say 185. But we're flexible on that. Feel free to make me an offer. Let me know. But that's just an opening thought. This is the Lunar Wolf Ranger. I don't know if that was one. There was somebody that was supposed to buy that Lunar Wolf, and then they didn't end up doing it. So I don't know if that was you, Saint. So there might have been like a combo deal that you were trying to make a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure. That might have been last week. So if you want that, let me know. Is my volume low for you guys, or what's the deal? I feel like people are having a hard time hearing me. Nothing has changed with our setup, so. All right, if anybody has any questions or requests, please let me know and throw it in the chat. Oh, this whole thing changed over here, huh? Watching activity. Hosts and mods. What was this? Let's minimize. This is the store. Pin that. I am here, guys. So if anybody has any requests for anything, let me know. While you guys look at Star Wars for a little bit, if we get a decent amount of people in here, I'll do a formal intro for you. We might do some reviews tonight. I'm gonna set up and see what we can do. You mean the season 2 ones, Midrunner? Is that what you're talking about? Like the Walmart exclusive ones of the Bad Batch? I'm trying to think if we ever stocked anybody. I don't think we ever stocked the season 2 ones. I think. Oh, you know what? We don't have any in stock right now. I can tell you that much. But I'm pretty sure we had Hunter and Crosshair at least ordered, and then I think I might have sold out on Hunters. I don't think Crosshair shipped yet. Or maybe it did. I don't know. We definitely don't have any right now. Bay has the entire season. Wait for 200, not paying that. How many figures is it? I mean, I don't know. If it's the main team. What up, Bobby? What's going on? You lost me to the Vidgy games for a couple nights. I'm just trying to set up so that we could do a couple reviews tonight. Um, but I'll give you guys an update on inventory in a minute. All right. So as far as newer stuff, the Glavis Ringworld Mando, which is what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, is the best Mando so far. Yeah, so this is the best Mando. And then we do have another Doc Ondar if anybody needs him. I have all versions of Grief Karga available except for the retro, so if anybody wants to grab him, if they missed out, we have him available. And then we have the Denizens. The Vintage Collection Denizens are down here from Jabba's Palace, so if anybody needs that set, that is available. And we have the Action Sailor for G.I. Joe. That's the newest G.I. Joe item. So those are some of the newer things that we're rocking with tonight. If anybody has any requests on any of that stuff, let me know for sure. Oh, you got? Oh, yeah. Of course you got them. That was like before I went away. Yeah, I definitely hyped on X-Men '97. That was a good trailer. I was happy with it. It does make me want to go back and watch the original series. Beach Shorts Cyclops. They're definitely doing some like, you know, Top Gun-esque volleyball game or something. Something 80s homoerotic is gonna happen in that show with those outfits they were wearing when they saw Magneto. Whose bosom is returning where? Whose bosom? Is it Sith? Is it my bosom that you guys are returning to my bosom, or are we returning to Sith's bosom? Are we bosom buddies? I don't think I'm allowed to show bosoms on screen. So. Wonder if we should just launch into the reviews. just to make sure that we get them done so that I can actually ship people stuff. Sorry for the delay, Avi. I have it queued so that if and when we do reviews tonight, then I will open the box you sent me. That can be a big reveal, and then I guess we'll review whatever is inside. So we'll have at least a 3-figure review, including Doc Ondar. All right, well, I'll do a sweep of the room quick just to see if anybody wants anything. Because once we switch over to reviews, I don't know how much selling we're going to do until we're done with the reviews. So I will do a little sweep just so that people know what's available in case they want to grab anything before we start reviews. All right, so obviously this is the Black Series section. We have the Throne Room Emperor. We do have some Micro Galaxy vehicles in the blind boxes. The Cassian set. We got the Revenge of the Jedi Vader and the Heavy Infantry Mando or Paz Vizsla. We got these two. Oh, actually, you know what? He is sold. This is Winters. So we're actually sold out on Balin now, I think. But that's okay. We can just slide him over. Actually makes an appropriate amount of room over here. Rebel Endor Trooper packs. These are Hoth. You talking about this one down here? This is Hoth. Here's Hoth Troopers. Cloney Balonies. And Death Troopers. Those are the packs that are over there. We have the Black Series Endor Rebels. Well, let me get you a price on the Denizens. Let me see. What did I list them at? If you need the Black Series Endor Rebels, we have those. So here we go. This is what I have it listed at. Let's do some math here. Let me just remind myself what it costs. Everything. $140. How about? Oh, hold on. First thing I shoot you at the DM, Bobby. How's that? I mean, I can break the set, but if you want the full set, hold on. Let me shoot you at the DM first. You have a DM, Avi. I don't know why that turned on, but okay. So you just want the left side, Avi, not these two, just these two. Reese and what's his name? And Tessic, Squidward, and Three Eyes. Squidward and Three Eyes. Okay. All right, sweet. All right, this pack is still available, and then I'm gonna offer up my personals for these and say if anybody wants these two on the right. Those are available. I'll just add them probably to the vintage collection sets. Avi, is that an open or a seal? I mean, it doesn't matter. Okay, hold over. We're good. All right, so then we got a couple other things for the review tonight. All right, we could probably just transition to the review then. If anybody else has any other requests, definitely let me know while we're doing that. But we have a mystery package that we're going to open. We have a Doc Ondar Black Series we're going to review. And then we have two vintage collection figures that we're going to review. The good thing, let me see, do I have them? I have an OG Reese I can use for comparison. Do I have a Squidward? I think I'm just not seeing him. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, I have two of them. I was using these guys as bartenders. And this is what? This is the Black Series, and this is the. Sorry, not the Black Series. Power of the Force one, I think? Or Kenner. Might be Kenner, actually. 1983. And this one is 1983. Okay, so these are both from 83. There we go. We got a little comparison figures. There's Star Killer and there's Ahsoka. You talking about Star Killer? Okay, let's see. Let's see what we have them listed at. Star Killer I have listed at 60. I'm going to lower his price and run him at 50. That is $10 off of our original asking price. Or if there's anything else you're interested in, we always do better deals on multiples. But here's a 45-second auction on Star Killer at $50. That's $10 less than what we were asking. If that does not work for you, feel free to make me an offer. Or if there's anything else you're interested in, like I said, we can build a bundle and try to figure out a combo deal for you. But here's $10 off right off the bat. Ten seconds on that. Okay. If you have any feedback on that, let me know. Black Knight Wolf. Let me know what you're thinking on that. Like I said, feel free to make me an offer. Do you know who are all in that set? You mean the wave? Black Knight. So I believe it was the same. If it's Shin, Star Killer, Balin. And then I think maybe there was a Tuscan, or that might have been the one after that. Those are the heavy hitters in that wave are Star Killer, Shin. Oh, why am I forgetting that? The Pikes. There's a Pike. But these are the ones we have. From that wave, I have Shin and Star Killer. Those are the two that I have. And then the newer wave, we have that one. Yeah, Darth Revan. Gotcha. We should have Malgus still if you need Malgus. I don't know if you need Malgus. He was a deluxe though, so he wasn't directly in that wave. Let me see if there's a Malgus back here. Oh, this R5 might have been in that wave. Was R5 in that wave? Possible R5. I don't know. We have Malgus if you need him. Let me know if you want me to look for him. But that's what I was saying. R5 was a recent wave as well. Malgus with his Malgus's thick thighs save lives. That's what they say about him. Yeah, here's one. Here's Malgus. You need him. Malgy, baby, one more time. I'm in there. There's also a mall here if you need a mall. If you're just looking for like Sith. There's an archive mall here. If you need any Siths. Sith. Now Siths. All right, let me know if you guys have any other requests. Let me know. Throw it in the chat. That's what we're here for. We have vintage collection mostly. So that would be like this is a Sith Trooper. Avi, I think weren't you looking at this? We have like Figrin Dan. We have a couple boxes of figures like that, vintage collection, and then there's some other miscellaneous 3 3/4 inch. So, Enoch, let me know what your 3 3/4 inch like tastes are. Do you want modern vintage collection? Do you want stuff that's like a little bit older, like 5 POA stuff? Do you want to just like run the gamut and see? 30th, yeah. There's a couple things that we have for 30th. Let me see my bins. 1 second, I just gotta get them. We don't really have loose Black Series. We don't really do much with loose Flintstone. Most of the stuff that I have is sealed. Or if it's loose, it sells out real quick. But we don't really have. I definitely don't have any loose Black Series. All right, 30th anniversary. Fan's Choice Sand Trooper, and just shout it out if you're interested in it, and we'll like do like a pile, and then we'll figure it out at the end. Biker Scout, Silver Coin Biker Scout, Imperial Stormtrooper. Let's see, anybody else's 30th in here? Galactic Hunt R2, gold coin. I think every other 30th in this specific bin is a dupe, but I have another bin that I like separated a couple more into that were a little more harder to find. Yeah, there were 3 more, yeah. CZ4 silver coin, also good for a Jabba's Palace setup. Darth Maul. And Boba Fett. So I'm pretty sure that is the extent of our 30th anniversary. Here is CZ4. CZ4. I'll say 25 on CZ4. 25, or feel free to make me an offer on that, but I'll just say 25, just to throw a number out there. Now, Avi, I know you were interested in him at some point as well, so feel free to throw your hat in the ring on that one. But I'll say 25 on him. Or Snot, just give me feedback on that. Let me know. Make me an offer. All that. But I'm just throwing 25 out there. What I do? 20. 25 and 20. There's nothing else that caught your eye, right? To do like a combo deal or anything like that? I mean, I can also show more 3 3/4 inch in general. They just wouldn't be 30th anniversary if you wanted to try to like figure out a combo. Otherwise, I'll say 22 just to give you $3 off. But otherwise, I don't know, whatever. Let me know if 22 works for you, or if you want to see more stuff and you can do like more stuff in a package, and then it'll be more worth it for you to pay the shipping and all that. But that is the extent of the 30th anniversary stuff that we have. Okay. So this is what I'll do. I'll go back to that first bin, and we'll go through the stuff that's in there. And then we'll go through this one, because this is kind of the more harder to find stuff. Yeah. But that way we're looking through stuff and being active, and everybody can see stuff if they want it. And we'll try to fire through these. So we have a Death Star Gunner. Which always makes me want to say Homestar Wanna. And it's funny because I watched a Homestar Runner video today. Hoth Soldier. Or whatever, Hoth Snowtrooper. Heroes and Villains Vader. No. Rabe. Padme in Disguise. Here's another version of a Scout. This is a trilogy Scout. This is another same one. Yeah, it's the same one. Here's a trilogy Yoda. Skiff Guard Lando. And all this stuff isn't like $25. You just happen to pick like the 30th anniversary stuff is typically a little bit more expensive. Here's a trilogy Han. Like a lot of this stuff, I'll definitely give to you for a good price if you're getting multiple things. Here's another version of a Biker Scout. Here's General Maydeen. Clone Wars Kit Fisto. Spirit Obi-Wan. A Saga Sand Trooper. So we have the 30th and we have the Saga on the Sandies. We saw Han already, I think. Here's a Yorua. Wookiee. Here's a nice shiny C-3PO. He does have a silver leg. His right leg is silver. If only Queen Amidala were here. This is Fuck Me Eyes Queen Amidala. And this is an expanded universe Imperial Sentinel. He does have the light up eye feature, I think. This is a Shadows of the Empire 2-pack with Prince She Sells by the Seashore and Vader. And this is a Black Series / Vintage Collection Akbar. So there's some 3 3/4 inch stuff in there. What up, Catfish? So looking through these 3 3/4 inch bins, as we do. Oh, actually, Catfish, maybe you'd be interested. We sold 2 of the figures out of this 4-pack. So, I mean, I have a sealed 4-pack if you're interested. But since we broke up this set, we will also sell these guys individually. Just so you know. So that's the Velkin Tazeri and the Tame Drengarin. So those guys are available individually because we already broke up this set. We sold these 2. But they also, like, I'll sell them again. So anybody in this set is basically available, but just so you know, we already broke up one of these sets. That's the Jabba's Denizen set from Vintage Collection. All right, we just went through this bin. Then I do not have a Rancor, and we're not playing Rancor Pit tonight. We're probably going to do reviews in a minute. Here's a Yoda, Trilogy Yoda. Here's an AT-AT driver. This is Black Series, but it's in here. This is the R5D4. We also have the modern R5D4, the newer version with the updated buck. For Cartoon Network, we have a 501st clone. No, that's fine. Sorry. That was a 212 clone, and this is a 501st clone. We also have Yoda. You're looking for a Cartoon Network Yoda. Trilogy Obi-Wan. Trilogy Yoda. Space Trooper. Lando. We saw the Sand Trooper already. Here's a Trilogy Han. This actually is 30th as well. This is the 30th Dark Trooper. Gold coin, 30th Dark Trooper. Here's a Trilogy Leia. We saw the Yoda already. Here's a Transmission Palpatine. And then we have these clones. Clone 3-pack. So that's like miscellaneous 3 3/4 inch that's not vintage collection. That's like pretty much the stuff we have at the moment. So if anything caught anybody's eye, let me know. Otherwise, we'll probably transition to reviews in a moment. Unboxings and reviews. Oh, we could look at this cheap bin too. Here's a cheap 3 3/4 inch bin before we pack all that up. little Swayze action. Here's a Shadows of the Empire Chewie. Most of the stuff in this bin I'll do for pretty cheap. Here's a Comtech Qui-Gon. If you want to get rich on Comtech chips. Here's a nice Skyhopper Luke with the nice little model. That's like the best thing in there is that little model that he's got. This is another Qui-Gon, a Qui-Gon and Maul 2-pack. Here's a Poe and Snowtrooper Officer 2-pack. Poe Trooper. This is a 4-pack. It's got Rose in it, so everybody knows that that's going to sell. It's got a Rey in it, and it's got a really dope Snowtrooper here that I really like. And then this guy, that guy. Don't forget about that guy. Here's Grandpa. Here's Jizzy Chewbacca. Got jizz on him. Here's another version of a Death Star gunner. So we have 2 versions of that character tonight. Here's a Han with Carbonite. So it does have the Carbonite block. So this is really good for like a Jabba's Palace setup because you could just set up that block with them. We got the Mina Tills Senator. So just another alien to throw into the cantina. Yeah, he's covered in music that is played in the Star Wars universe. That's what that means. I don't know what you're thinking about. This is Hoth Gear Han. This is a combo pack. Hoth combo pack there. Here's another senator. So it's like a Reese type alien as a senator. That's Ask-Ak. Or like I said, just any of these guys, you just throw them into a cantina or a Jabba's palace setup, and that's really what you're using them for. This is the clone pilot, but this is a variant because the actual clone pilot is in the clone outfit. This is a post Order 66 version that is in the Imperial outfit. So this actually is a variant. It's a cool variant. This is a speeder guy. I consider this an Ezra, to be honest. But because that's like the outfit that he steals, but it's basically like a Rebels set right there. Here is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Luke. Here's Anakin. There you go. That's because that's what all the card guys are talking about. They're talking about big booty Latinas. That's what we're allowed to talk about. Kessel Guard and Lando, really like the Kessel Guard. Just another cool random guy to throw into any type of setup. Watch out. Good thing he's a droid. Lando must not think he's a droid. He's not trying to have sex with him. This is the Corellian Hound set. Really cool hound. It's got the cage in there. And then this is one of my favorite sets from Power of the Force. This is the final Jedi duel set. So it does have an Emperor on throne. And then it's got Vader and Luke battling it out. Really great set. The repacks that they did on those, turning things into multi-packs, they actually did a good job with that Power of the Force stuff doing that. They didn't get a lot right in that line. I mean, we grew up with it, so they were doing something right. But they did some cool little sets. We had a lot of the sets already. Lando was in the droids, if you don't think. I mean, I know for a fact that him and Lobot were out there swinging it around. They had an open relationship back then. You don't think that Lando would hit that remote and Lobot's eyes would open ever so slowly if he wasn't getting a little something something? That's how Lobot do. The original name for Lobot, Fuckbot. Or Fuckboybot. I was gonna say Fuckboy, and I changed it to Fuckbot. Fuckboybot. That's true story. I actually have some audio of George Lucas talking about this exact subject that maybe I can share. See, the thing about Lobot is his original name was going to be Fuckbot because Lando notoriously has sex with droids. Now, there's no underwear in space, so the thing is that we're going to call him Fuckbot, and then we couldn't. I think nowadays we might be able to get away with calling him Fuckboybot, but once again, there's no underwear in space, so there's no reason to be all uptight about it. That's the way I wrote it originally, but we ended up going with Lobot. He gets low. He's a robot, so that's what Lobot means. And there it is. Wobot is gender fluid. How dare you assume Wobot's gender? I called him fuckbot. Ring a ding ding. I can't believe I got no reaction to my George Lucas. It's not that bad, folks. Not even a titter. Nothing. I'll take another fucking week off. You see how you like that? All right. Does anybody else have any other requests? Because I am probably going to transition into review mode in a minute. Looking for Chrysanthemum. Which one? The Black Series one? I had lowered originally Starkiller. Listen, I had him listed at our like pre-release price, which was 60. I lowered him to 50. This is for the Starkiller, by the way. I'll do Starkiller for 45 Godspeed, 45. Or if there's anything else you're interested in, we always do better deals on multiples. But I'll lower him to 45. Yeah, do your thing. If you already have a pre-order and you're not worried about finding it, then of course, be smart. Just wait for it. Don't be impatient. But I know that they're sold out everywhere, so obviously going to try to get a couple bucks for them. And Anthony, for the Chrysanthemum, I can do him right at retail. Pretty much a little bit below retail, actually, with the tax. I can do him for 40, the Chrysanthemum. Just because I have a couple extras. So I'll do Chrysanthemum for 40, or if there's anything else you're interested in, we always do better deals on multiples. But that is pretty much a retail price for Chrysanthemum. Lower than that. But if you want me to run a Chrysanthemum for 40, let me know. All right. That's what's going on with that. All right. So, and if you decide you want that, let me know. I think I'm going to transition into review mode in a minute. But if anybody has any other requests, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to start doing some reviews of stuff so we can get things shipped out to people. What's that, Avi? What, Lord of the Rings Wi-Fi? You're sick of listening to the same music every night? We don't have any Lord of the Rings figures, though. Here's the live one.
This is it. This is when we find out. Quick question. Spin body math proficiency. What? What we say? It's good. Very good. Understood. Excuse me. We have you real in-depth school info. Homes.com.
5 tip for the Lord of the Rings Wi-Fi. Oh, it's going to be in the review now, too. Oh, from Bits and Hits? I didn't see that part. Is it on YouTube? Hold on. I see it. It's only an hour, though. He doesn't have a playlist? What's wrong with this loser? There we go. Here's a live one. Here's a live one. It's fine. All right, so we have our mystery package. We have TVCs. Let me look at the Duck Ondars and see which one is the worst box. Oh, this one's definitely the worst box. Okay. That's the worst box there. And then this one, literally has a scratch on the top, so we'll probably go with that one. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so we got this. This. I have a Black Series figure to compare this to. second. I need at least one or two Black Series figures to do comparison. We're gonna switch over to reviews in a minute, Barsky. But if you want anything, let me know before we do so. Here's an overview of the Black Series. Get that stuff out of the way. I have a show this weekend, Varsky, so that's when I'm gonna like keep an eye out for stuff. I was on vacation. I haven't literally been leaving the house, so I haven't really found anything. But we're gonna do show prep tomorrow, so then that'll be me pulling stuff and seeing what else we might have. A lot of stuff is still in the attic right now. I don't have any Eagle Force. I haven't invested in any Eagle Force. I haven't really looked into Eagle Force. Well, if you saw an Eagle Force thing that I'm not thinking about. I don't have a Jabba inbox Power of the Force. Nope. Like I said, I was away on vacation and I have not gone hunting at all. So there's nothing new here, unless if it got delivered. And I definitely don't have a Power of the Force Jabba upstairs, like inbox. Oh, sorry, Michelle. Yeah, hold on one second. My bad. Apologies for that. I never seen an Eagle Force. There's never been an Eagle Force. I know what you're talking about. No. It's all good. We are open for requests. That's what we do. I was just transitioning into doing a review because we do reviews on here. Let me see if I can find one of those Eagle Force guys for you. Okay, so this is Eagle Force. So these guys come with a gun that's actually in a sealed bag. They're not no, they're not die cast. They basically are. I wouldn't necessarily call them knockoff Joes, but they're definitely inspired by Joes. 3 3/4 inch Joe scale. Yeah, they are O-ring. They are O-ring. Sorry, I had a loose one that I could have showed you, but I don't know where it is. They are O-ring. See, that's connected by an O-ring. You can see it's got the bar in between the legs and all that. I have 2 of them here, so if you're looking to like maybe army build them, then you can at least get started. But yeah, let me know. It comes with this one gun here. Let's see, Eagle. There's one. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate it. If you decide you want any more, I do have more. I have 2 directly in front of me. So if you get it and you like it and you want more, let me know. I had a loose one that I would show people, but got shuffled out of here. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate it. We don't really have loose Star Wars. There you go. There you go, Michelle. Yeah, now at least you didn't crazy break the bank on one. You can check it out, see if you like it. Maybe look into the line a little bit more. If you decide you want more, let us know. If there's something specific you're after from them, let me know. I put those in there so long ago, and we've had so many over time, and people haven't asked about it in a while, so I totally fucking forgot about it. Zika Zika. So that. Okay. You knew my inventory better than I did. All right, let's transition into this. Let me get a little knife. Let me turn this down. Let's get settled here. Okay, I guess I'll go with the vintage collection guys first. And then I have one mystery that I want to do because it'll be a good comparison for those. Which, let me look at that guy's name again. Ovion. Okay. So it's Reese and Tessic. Oh, this thing is fucking shot, huh? We're gonna need to get a new light. This light is shot. Years and years and years of. Oh, there you go. Now it's nice and bright. Right, here we go. What's going on? Hotheads, it's Joe the Hut. from Joba's Palace. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here was another What's in the Box unboxing slash review. Actually, a very special episode of What's in the Box today. We're going to have some actual mystery items that I don't even know what they're going to be. There's a couple things that I have on the docket that we're going to review. But there's a couple things that one of our customers sent us, and we're going to take a look. So I do not know what is in the box that they sent me. We will get to that. We'll probably end up doing that last, just to keep the anticipation going and keep the excitement going, at least for myself. But anyway, this is Joba the Hut from Joba's Palace. You can give us a follow here on Whatnot. We have over 500 items available. If you guys are after action figures, definitely hit us up and check out a show sometime. Our normal streaming schedule is Wednesdays and Thursdays, sometimes on Fridays. Sometimes we have additional times throughout the week. We also always have stuff available offline. We obviously have stuff listed on other websites like eBay, all that stuff. We also have an Instagram. So give us a follow at Joba's Palace on Instagram. And then this video will be broken out to YouTube. We're currently live streaming and multicasting to YouTube and Twitch. And you can find these videos on there as well. Yeah, we have a Facebook group. We post pre-order links for stuff. So if you're trying to get stuff before it hits the aftermarket, definitely give us a follow in those places as well. Anyway, so that was the rigmarole. We're going to start ourselves off with a set that recently restocked. So I was able to restock it myself. So we're not going to do the full set today, but two of these items were purchased and put up for unboxing for us because our good friend Avi lets us. So this is the Jabba's Denizens 4-pack from Jabba's Palace from the Vintage Collection. We are going to do these two figures today. So this will be Reese and Tessic, and we have some good figures to compare them to as well. So these will be our first two items. So let me just get them out of this box for now, and then we'll open their individual boxes. So basically the way that this works is that they just have a cardboard thing on the back, and you can just slide them out. So they're just slotted in, and you can slide them out, just like that. And then the other two figures are still in there, preserved and protected. Those other two are available. We have another full set available, so if anybody wants them as well, let me know. But these are the first two that we're going to take a look at. Really cool aliens for either a Jabba's Palace setup, or if you wanted to do a Cantina setup, or just some random aliens hanging out. Those are good ones. So why don't we start with Reese? I think I like the Tessic one a little bit more, so let's hold off on that for now, and we'll take a look at Reese. So here he is. Here's the back. So it just shows a bunch of the skiff guards. It's got the yak face there and all that stuff. So really cool assortment of Jabba's Palace cronies there. So really cool stuff to have in a set. And then there's Reese. So let's get him out of his packaging. We'll do a quick little review of him. And then we'll do some comparisons after we get both of these guys reviewed. I have some good comparisons for these. All right, so just slide him right out of there. All right, so he has a couple blasters. We never see him in action. I don't know. We might see him. Is he in action? I'd have to rewatch Return of the Jedi to tell you if he actually does anything in the movie. I guess he probably is inside. I mean, in the picture, he's drinking. So that's cool. It would have been nice if they gave us a little cup. We have cups. Maybe I can give you a cup in the unboxing. But there he is. He's got really big mitts. Look at his hand. Let's get him out of here. Limbs first. Always limbs first. It'll be easier to get it up there. All right, get that out of here. All right, so here's Reese. in all his glory. Really nice sculpt on this one. They got like him. Let's get a little bit more light and angle on this. Really good, like honestly, the flesh on him looks really good. There's like some veins going on here, a lot of texture going on in this head sculpt. So they really nailed the head sculpt on him. At first, I thought maybe it was a little like thin, but I think it's just very well proportioned and a lot of good detailing on there. Look at that. That's such a nice head sculpt for a 3 3/4 inch figure. Here's the back of the head. Got his like little antennae and stuff, his big ears and all that. Uh, the belt looks pretty good. His outfit is a very basic outfit, but that's totally cool. All the party is, in the head sculpt and all that stuff. So we don't need too many things distracting us from such a cool looking character. His hands are very big. I didn't realize how big his hands were. Look at these mitts he's got going on here. We'll see how those interact with the accessories that they gave us for him. But overall, really, I'm really impressed with this guy. He looks really good. And then we'll take a look at the legs. So pretty basic here, nothing crazy. He does have the stripes up the sides of his legs. Um, and then he's got like the boots here, knee pads and boots. Pretty cool boots going on. No lacing going on, but you know what they say about guys with big hands, says Avi. And then there's the bottom. Another look at the back for you. All right, so let's do a little bit of articulation here. See how this works. So here's a look up. It's not gonna obviously look up too much just because he has such like a weird shaped head. And then here's a look down, a decent look down, considering. And then there's a little side to side on that. You can swivel around a little bit. The shoulders work very well, considering the fact that we have this like big shoulder pad overhanging here. It's not really hindering articulation that much, which is great. Here's a little forward. He's got the elbow here. Decent elbow action. Definitely can like hold a blaster and stuff. Take another look at these hands. So the hands, do they just rotate? They really just kind of rotate like this. There's not really any room for. I mean, like it. It seems like it wants to, but they're definitely just like pegged in right there. So there's not any like extra articulation in the hands other than spinning it. But what else would you want to do with these hands? The waist, he does have a waist, and that's a nice cut right there because it doesn't look awkward when you spin it. Everything like still, the individual lines will not line up every time, but you can get him shifting this way and it still looks like his outfit lines up. And even if I go this way, it kind of still looks okay. So just the fact that pattern, you can line that back up and make that look good still. This extra piece, this skirt down here is like an extra piece that's just kind of drooping over. Um, as far as splits, I don't think that he can do the splits. I think, yeah, there's a little bit of missing articulation here. I don't think that you can give him splits there. Here's a kick forward though. And then here's your knees. Decent knees. It does have a little rotation in the knee as well. But yeah, there's not a lot of rotation. There's no split here, and there's no upper thigh cut there. So a little bit of articulation missing there. But like I said, he's not going to be the most dynamic character in the world. And then his boots, he does not have any sort of ankle articulation either. So you're really just going with the knee articulation on the legs and then the front and back. But not too bad considering he still has a nice kick back. And I'd rather him just be stable and chilling, to be honest. I don't need him to be able to do splits or like do these like super dynamic poses. Let's see how easy he is to just kind of stand on his own though without that ankle articulation. Yeah, no, he's good. I mean, I think he's definitely top heavy, but there's a little bang on the table right there. He's not going anywhere. So he's stable there. Now he has two blasters. He does not have anywhere to holster his blasters. Would have been nice to get a holster here, but it is what it is. I think you could probably figure out a place to do that. But here's one gun in his hand. He also is not going to be. Okay, is he going to be able to? I think for one of these, is there? Neither of his guns has a place to put his trigger finger. He does have somewhat of a trigger finger thing going on here, so technically you would be able to maybe maneuver a trigger finger into a gun that has it, but neither of these blasters have them. But there he is with both of his guns. Now, like I said, I do want to grab um one of the cups that we have from Vintage Collection. I think it maybe the one that came with Fennec or one of the playsets. Just so we can see if we can get a cup in his hand because that picture has a cup in his hand. So that's a jug. Let's see. Do we have a cup? I have a jug. Oh, there's a cup. Here we go. Okay, I got a cup we can use. And I'll use this little thing as like a little bar setup. So I actually have been messing around with the idea of using these as bar tables, which there's a couple different options that have come out already, but this is actually just the bottom of one of our shelves, which it might need. It looks a little bit worse at this angle, but I do want to. Before we get on to that, let's see. Can we get a cup in his hand? So this is one of the cups that came with the Walmart exclusive set. That's the Cantina set. Oh, not the Cantina set. It is a Jabba's Palace set. I don't think he's going to be able to hold it, though. His hands don't open that much. So we might need like a different option for him on that. I also brought this jug over. This is the jug that comes with, I think it came with that same set and it also came with Fennec Shand. But I don't think that we have an option to have him hold any of this because you would have to really pry this hand open. And it is a very hard plastic, so it doesn't have too much bend, and I don't really want to break the thumb on him. So I'm going to say that we're failing to hold a a cup right now, but we can maybe get him chilling, defending his drinks on this little table here. And there he is. Very cool. He's good looking. I like the look of him. Let's get his head looking up again. There we go. That's better. There he is, kind of chilling at the bar, being security, all that type of stuff. So there's one option for you on him. So there's Reese, one Denizen down. We have another Denizen to go. So our next Denizen, he definitely will look good in the throne room set. Yeah, and I actually got that throne room set as well. So maybe I'll do a video when I unbox it. I just haven't had time. I was busier than I thought I was going to be. So, all right, this is going to be Tessic. We'll take another look at the card. I just want to get him out of here. Here's another look at the Tessic card. Another guy that's kind of just like got, I mean, it looks like he's got a little drink in his hand, right? Hanging out, doing his thing. Same back as the other one. And then here he does have nice soft goods here, so I'm excited to take a look at these soft goods we got going on here. Losing our angle a little bit here. There we go. He does have one gun as opposed to two, like Reese. There's a good look at the gun. Let's get him out of here. All right, here is Tessic. A lot of soft goods going on here. Got a really nice soft goods skirt here. There's a separate cloak piece back here that looks really nice. A little stitching going on. It does have like a nice like wrinkled look here that makes it like kind of sachet. Let's use the word sachet in this review. Word of the day is sachet in this review. Um, Back there, and then once again, great head sculpt we got going on here. Look how cool that is. The blue eyes are definitely like a nice touch there. His head's got a little Moncal action. Oh no, he's not Moncal. My bad. Definitely a different race. But there's Tessic. Got a little squiddy little tendrils going on there. That's cool. I guess he's just always sticking his tongue out at people. That's like his mo. This gold little like I don't know. It's almost like a brace or something around the chest. Looks really nice. It really pops on him. Like I said, it's simple, but then it has like little touches. Like the reuse was very simple, but this one has like a little bit extra going on with his fancy outfit. He's ready to go out in disco, and we're gonna do the disco pose. All right, we're gonna see if he can do it because he's ready to do it. Nice gauntlets on his wrists. Nice blue gauntlets. They really pop over that white background. And then the white shirt looks decent, and then you get into the gold, and then you get into the skirt. We can take a look at what we got going on under the skirt. Oh boy, that'll be fun. It is tight around his legs, so be careful not to like rip anything. But we can slide it up just to see what we got going on here. I wonder if we could we pinpoint whose legs those are. Not really, but very basic white legs with the black boots. Cool stuff going on there. The articulation is probably the same. Let's see. Oh no, he actually can do splits, so that is a difference between him and Reese. So he probably just has like the normal waist going on down there. Um, Here's a little look up for you. He really cannot look up at all, and not too much looking down, but he can go side to side. He can do a little head tilt, all that stuff. That's cool. Um, Shoulders are going to be totally fine because obviously there's nothing hindering his articulation there. Elbows. He has very thin arms, so just be careful, at least on that first articulation point, just to make sure. There we go. But he can really bend his elbow really far in. He's got ET hands, basically. The wrists can rotate. There is a horizontal motion there. The other hand has a vertical motion. So you get a little bit of differentiation there. The legs, like I said, we could do the splits. Kick back is not too much. Kick forward is decent. Here's the knee. Hold on, let's get to that knee a bit. Take a look at that knee. Mm, Gets hindered a little bit. There we go. Just needed it to pop out of place. Rotation. He does have a rotation up here. He does have a rotation, an upper thigh rotation there. He's got little pockets here too. So even like if you wanted to do a variation on one of these guys, you could maybe take the skirt off and then do like another one of them and just kind of like mix it up a little bit because he does have like enough going on underneath there. And then for the ankles, he actually does have some articulation in his ankles and a little swivel there as well. That is Tessic. He has his one gun, like I said. So let's see how this works. I guess it's going to be mostly him holding it via his thumb there. Kind of just rests in his thumb there. That's how we're going to handle his gun. He actually will be able to hold a cup. So let's give him a cup. There you go. A little cheers in action going on with his cup. So that's cool. So now we got these two chilling, having a drink. This guy's always on alert. Oh yeah, we didn't like just do a normal stand for him. So let's see. Let's get him in a position where he can just stand very easily. There you go. There's him cheersing. He's got his cheers to you, and then I'll shoot you in the head because I'm Tessic. Everybody knows what Tessic's all about. I will say, just keep an eye on his skirt when you're placing him because the skirt will get under there, and then you'll have a hard time posing him and getting him to stand. But there you go. There's those two guys together. For comparisons, now I do have the Kenner versions of these same characters. I don't have all their accessories. Actually, I don't have any accessories for them. But here's a good look at Tessic next to the Kenner version. So obviously we went with a brown head here, as opposed to, like, I guess a more, what are we calling that? It's like a brownish grayish color on there. It could have faded over time just because it is a Kenner figure, but I don't think that it was ever like really brown like that one is. And I think that he probably had um at least a cloak to put on him, but I just bought this loose, so I don't know all the ins and outs of him. And then for Reese, I have the OG Reese as well. So this is also a Kenner version of Reese. Let's see if we can get in the stand. A lot of the times with the Kenner ones, their feet are like a little lopsided. Okay, there we go. So you can see the Kenner ones are shorter. And there's those two back next to each other. Very similar outfit. Obviously, they did a little bit more with the belt here. Um, both have decent head sculpts, but like I said, you can see he has like a much rounder head sculpt here, as opposed to there's just like a little bit like thinner, more detailed action going on there. But the Kenner still looks really good. They both have the like really big mitts for hands, which is well executed. I mean, this figure does not look like it's from the 80s. Yeah, the 83 is when that came out. So it doesn't really look like, it's in decent shape still. But yeah, so then there's those four guys hanging out, the Kenner versions and the modern versions of Reese and Tessic. Now, moving on to one of the mystery items tonight, because I would like to compare this to some of the other stuff that we're looking at tonight. Um, so I'm going to open this up. I know what's in here, so because I ordered it on eBay, but it will be a mystery to you guys. This is completely sealed. So let's give this an open and see what's inside here. The other package that we're doing tonight is a complete mystery because it was sent to me by one of my customers and I have no idea what's inside. But this is going to be a cool additional guy in the ilk of the guys that we're looking at right now, but it is not a Star Wars character. Let's get this open here. Like I said, this is from eBay. I think that's nothing else in there. Yeah, no, nothing else in there. So he can come out of his cocoon. Oh boy. Don't think he has any accessories. He's just a loose figure. Let's get him out of there. Because I was very interested to see. Give him a smell. A little smoky smell, so I'll have to not too bad, but I'll have to definitely put him in a bag with a dryer sheet. Maybe wash him up a little bit. So this is Ovion from Battlestar Galactica. Now, I had really never heard of this character at all, but I saw it somewhere. I saw it like in some post or some video or something. I think it was like a Facebook post somewhere. I'm always like, if it's an alien that can go in a cantina or Jabba's palace display, I'm gonna go for it. So this is clearly a guy that you would see just chilling in the cantina, right? So this is from Battlestar Galactica. His name is Obion. He's got really cool yellow eyes. Oh, those eyes, those horrible eyes. But he just looks really cool, and I figured we'll grab him, we'll throw him on the shelf, have an extra guy in the play set. The back is actually very interesting. He's got like a tail stump thing going on here, but there's actually a really cool detailing on him. Um, yeah, but there he is. Got a nice thorax going on here. Drop that thorax to the floor. Drop that thorax all the way down. He actually has 4 arms, which is cool that they did that. That they did 4 arms on a figure like this, and they all articulate. I mean, it's basically 5 POA. Actually, it's not because his head does not have any articulation. It is just a solid block here. This will not move at all. You got that thick thorax. So he actually is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 POA. But as always, you just want him to be chilling in the background and doing some cool shit. So there he is. Nice rotation on the arms. You can put the arms all the way around. These ones, will they be hindered by that? I mean, you can't really do it with these arms because they're not going to be able to get away from that. And I don't even think that they want to go all the way down. I don't want to force it because I don't want to break it. This figure is from. See if we can find a year on him. I'm looking. I'm not seeing. Let's see. There's my. Sealed. This goes for somebody's trying to sell one sealed for $400. That's not an actual quote unless if it actually sells. But yeah, really cool. Yeah, see, there's nothing on the feet. Let me look at it myself for a second. Hold on. Let's just see if we get a year on it. Not necessarily. He definitely needs to be cleaned a little bit. But yeah, cool character nonetheless. And then here's we'll put him in the center so we can all hang out and have our drinks together. Try to line them up so that we can see the actual height going on here. So he's actually, we'll do this comparison first. No, he's pretty much the same height as a Kenner would be. So clearly could have went in one of those displays back in the day. But he still looks good next to the modern vintage collection, guys. It doesn't look like they tower over him. I think he's got such a big head that kind of compensates for him being slightly shorter than those. But there you go. There's a nice little set of guys to have in a cantina display. Even though that guy's from Battlestar Galactica, he fits in with Star Wars. So there you go. So there is what I assume will be our 3 3/4 inch portion of the show. Once again, I don't know what is in one of these boxes, so we're gonna keep it rocking and rolling and figure that out for you guys. But yeah, those guys right now. Let's get the Kenner guys out of here. We're gonna need room for other guys in a minute. So we'll put these guys back here, chilling and doing our thing. But look at this; they look good next to Jabba, right? There they are next to Jabba. Green guy kind of looks like me. He does look like me, right? I got a thick thorax too. All right. All right. So let's move on to our Black Series figure for the night. Now this is exciting because the only opportunity that I have to stock these, they sold out immediately. They were actually pre-ordered by one of my customers. So I didn't have the opportunity to really interact with one at all. So we're gonna take a look at it if I can find the box. Yeah, it's right next to me. And it's gonna be of the same. It's Black Series, but it's gonna be kind of in the same, same kind of area of the universe that we're looking at. First I'll cut this open so we can see this. And it is going to be the Galaxy's Edge Doc Ondar. Now we do have one more of these in stock, so if anybody is interested in one, let me know. At the end of the day, if it doesn't sell, not a big deal. I'm definitely going to keep a personal one at some point. But I went to Galaxy's Edge a couple weeks ago, and I said, "Hey, they got Doc Ondar. He's sold out everywhere. Might as well grab him." So this packaging actually does have a window, but it doesn't have an actual window. It flaps open, but it doesn't actually have a window. Sorry. So that's supposed to be what the figure is supposed to look like. And then here he is. Doc Ondar is a famous collector who buys, sells, and trades rare and valuable relics in his den of antiquities in Blackspire Outpost. The mysterious Ithorian Doc Ondar is sought after for his knowledge and connections. So there he is. And there actually is a store in Galaxy's Edge called the Den of Antiquities, and that's where you can get this figure. And there's like a bunch of other cool stuff there. So let's get this open and get him out of here. This is a deluxe figure, so I really am excited to take a look at him and see. So here he is, all mummified in here, because this is just the era of Black Series that this came out in, when we were not doing any plastic packaging whatsoever. Be interesting to see if they release him in any other fashion at any point. So there he is, all mummified in there. There's also a separate area in the top of this that has his bag of accessories. So we'll take a look at the accessories, which is probably just going to be his holocron and the clone helmet. Here's the bag of accessories. Oh, and I guess he has a chain too. So let's see. He's got a little. I mean, it looks like a sheathed sword. That's what it looks like. Interesting. Cool handle on that. Nice detailing for a deluxe figure. We do have a holocron, which I do not believe that we've gotten a holocron in Black Series yet. There's his holocron. Decent paint on it. Better paint than I would have expected. I could have maybe went for them going with a little more of a translucent look to that, but it is what it is. Oh, this is actually like a 2-tiered bag, so there's like another separate area to this bag, and then that's where the helmet is. Oh, and he actually has a Sith holocron too. I did not know that he had a Sith holocron, so there you go. There's a Sith holocron as well. I was completely unaware of that. So a little surprise. Let's get a little more light so we can look at that. Sith holocron. Nice detailing, decent paint. There you go, there's your Sith holocron. And here's the two holocrons next to each other. You know what? It's a good time to use this little table thing. Cool. All right, so those are his accessories. He's got the clone helmet, which this is a hollow helmet here. So you technically would be able to put this on a clone if you wanted to. If you wanted to do like a dirty clone. Dirty clone. And I think it's the... I always get mixed up on this. This is phase 1, right? With the big fin? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. And here's the sword, which I'll put right there. So there you go. There's all of his accessories. We call that his desk for now, a little Den of Antiquities desk. Oh, there was something that we needed to do. with him that we can look into in a moment. But we're getting him out of here. Really wrapped up. This tissue paper is Star Wars tissue paper. It has the logo on it. And then here is the dock. So this is one big molded piece. His necklace, it looks good though, but they are kind of all jammed together. He does have a soft goods robe going on here, which is cool. There is some plastic for like his vest that he wears over the robe, and then this is one piece here that's kind of molded in. But here is him. He's got big old feet. I don't know. Let's get him in a position where he can stand for a second. Interesting to review his articulation for sure. He wants to lean back. Hold on, let me get in there for a second and just get him stabilized. Yeah, because his feet are kind of like bent forward out of the packaging. So I would pop his feet a little bit so he can kind of get his center of gravity going. Wants to lean forward. All right, well, here's a good look at the head. He does have a hood that you can, I guess, wrap around his head. It kind of just gets to the point where it'll be like just at the top of his head. So it kind of looks like he's wearing it. I mean, I guess if let's mess with the articulation and then we can try to get that going. But at least he has like a nice little hood there, which is cool. Let's take the hood off so we can take a little bit better look at the detailing on him. So he's got this like interesting neck bubbles going on here, I guess, for like his skin. Um, and then obviously his like very strange like L-shaped head going on here. He's got gills in the side of his head, which is a really nice touch. The back of his head still has like the little bumps here. I guess these are his ears. Here's his ears. He's into ear stuff and all that. And then there's another closer look at the face. Very black eyes, black eyes. His eyes rolled over. He's got doll's eyes. And then interesting face going on here. So obviously, really cool stuff. And then we get down to the body. Obviously, the head is where the party's at right now. But get down to the body. Like I said, this chain that he has going on here, he's got like all his extra little accoutrements and things that he's collected over the years. He has like a sash right here. There you go, sashaying. It's the word of the video. He's got a blue sash going across here with a little like pendant going on. Um, and then obviously the robe that wraps around and all that, and the soft goods underneath. Soft goods are obviously soft as you would expect them to be. Um, yeah, and then it's like all robe going on here. Here's a better look at his hands. Oh, he does have actually like some wrist bracelets going on here, or like wrist wraps going on here, like a red wrist wrap, which is cool. Here's a better look at the hand, ET hands, just like the other guys that we were talking about. But they do look like they can hold some accessories, which will be cool. I definitely think you'll be able to hold the clone helmet by balancing it. Probably he could. He might have trouble holding his sword. We'll see how that goes. How that looks. Um, and then I want to get in here and look at what's going on underneath, so we can get a better idea of how we're going to articulate him. So he's got big, stumpy legs. He actually does have pants underneath here that are like tattered pants. So that's a nice touch considering the fact that that's something that you're like never gonna see. Um, but yeah, there's the feet. Got big stumpy feet going on here. I wonder if these are like maybe Marvel Legends or something. And you got thick ankles. You got them cankles going on. You got big stumpy feet going on. And then as far as like articulating him, this big vest here is definitely going to hinder articulation because this is a solid piece here. His knees seem to be like right there, but I don't know how much articulation you're going to be doing with him. Let's take a better look at this. There you go. There's a big joint there that you can get some articulation going. So there you go. All right, well we'll start that from the top. So looking up, he's got actually a decent look up, better than I would have expected. Here's a look down, not too much looking down. He can go side to side with his head. This like feels so weird doing this. And he has a little rotation going on here. For the shoulders, decent shoulder pop out. Like I said, a lot of this articulation is going to be hindered by this vest here. His elbows, decent elbow articulation, nothing crazy. His wrists, he does have a vertical wrist on that side, and on this side, he does have the horizontal wrist. Um, for the waist, let's see if I can get in here. I just don't know how much you're going to use it, but as far as getting in there to the waist, there's something going on there, but you're not going to be able to use it unless if you wanted to take this robe off. The thing about the robe, though, is that it really is clamping down on him because of this sash piece that they have here. It's like this whole thing is kind of like weighing this figure down. I would almost be inclined to maybe snip this off and not either not have this on it. I mean, it looks good, and the poses you're going to put him on him, that it's probably overkill to do something like that. But people that really want to unlock his articulation, you might want to consider taking this piece off because there's a lot going on here that you're missing out on. But overall, like I said, we don't need him doing drop kicks. We don't need him doing backflips. We just need him to be himself, and that's Doc Ondar, and he's got his antiquities and stuff. Let's get up here and see. Yeah, I mean, he would be able to do splits. He does have an upper thigh cut, all that stuff. We kind of have to show and tell on that. The knee, like I said, we were able to articulate the knee a little bit there. So that'll help you getting him into like a decent standing pose. And then you have some decent articulation on the ankles here. Okay. That's what's going on with Doc Ondar as far as the articulation that we can access. But yeah, overall, he looks really cool. I definitely think the sculpt is like amazing on this guy. As far as getting that hood up, like I said, we can kind of push the hood up to that point, and then it kind of just like hangs on the little back of his head there. Let's try to get him to hold some of his accessories. I'd like to like kind of get his stance a little bit wider, so I feel more confident in him actually standing. There we go. That seems to balance him. And oh no, he wants to fall backward now. Okay. So as always, it's you just got to find the right balance there for him. Um, for the clone helmet, my thought would be to kind of just hold it right there, maybe on the open hand more. Maybe just try to slide it into the open hand and have him balance it. Not the best example. I mean, you could also kind of maybe try to like just get his hand like in the helmet and have him hold it, but it wants to fall. So that's kind of a not the best. The sword, I definitely think you can get his sword in this hand. Yeah, you can get his sword in this hand. Sorry. What up, Winter? You can get his sword in this hand. And then there is a little spot to maybe pop one of his digits in there. I think they might be a little too big for that though. My thought would be that he like has it and he's like presenting it like, oh, this in in not basic, say, this is from the Sith guy. He's a real prick, but he had a nice sword, and I'm selling it if you're interested in it. Something like that. Yeah, so there you go with the sword. Obviously, he's not going to be able to really holster any of this stuff. Where did my Jedi holocron go? There it is. He's got a Jedi holocron, obviously, so I definitely think that this can just kind of slot in right there in that hand and be holding that. And then I would think you would just kind of do the same thing with the Sith holocron, holding the Sith holocron, and then just kind of balancing it. Yeah, so there you go. Doc Ondar, very cool character, Galaxy's Edge exclusive character and figure. It was on the Disney site for a while, but it has since sold out. So I think you can really only get it at Disney at the moment, unless if there's like specialty shops that'll have it. Let's get the Jedi holocron back in his hand. Chilling on that, and then we'll have the rest of his little accessories at his table here. Now we were gonna try to sit him down because I have little chairs. There's no way that that's gonna happen. Just based on the way that that vest is acting. I will show you some comparisons. We do have Marvel Legends. I can get to them after we do reviews, but we're mostly doing some reviews right now. Fluffy, feel free to shoot me a DM or look through the store if there's anything specific that you are after. I do have a hold on couple figures that we want to compare him to. So here's a nice tall figure, one of the taller figures in the line. That's him next to a Dark Trooper. He is taller than this Dark Trooper. It's a little bit hard to tell based on like the angles and stuff, but he is taller than that Dark Trooper, so definitely one of the taller figures in the line. Here's a basic Stormtrooper buck. Let's get him standing. Crimson Stormtrooper. Here's him next to a Crimson Stormtrooper. He clearly towers over a Crimson Stormtrooper. And then someone that might have stopped by his Den of Antiquities at some point looking for something. Maybe something that he has in his hand right now. And there's Luke next to Doc Ondor. And Luke, and we've never seen this Black Series Luke figure near a Jedi holocron before. So maybe we can have Luke interact with this holocron a little bit. Maybe have him hold it in both hands would probably be the move. Give me your elbow. See if we can get Luke holding the Jedi holocron. Oh god. It's almost like he should have came with extra hands to do something like this. No, too much of a pain in the ass. I'm not going to go that far with it. But yeah, there you go. There's Luke, and you can probably find a way to get. Maybe he's going to buy this holocron. Maybe he's been looking for something. He's looking for information. There was supposed to be a time where he was looking for Jedi artifacts. I think they covered it in one of the Battlefront games. Battlefront 2, I think maybe there was a scene where they had Luke doing that, and I'm sure it's in some of the books as well. So there may be somebody that he would interact with at some point. But yeah, you can see obviously towering over Luke because Luke is a fairly short character considering. Yeah, so there you go. There's your comparison to those. I do want to pull quickly another Hammerhead figure. It is not a Black Series figure. I think it's a Power of the Force one. Here. Oh, this might be a Kenner, actually. Do I have a Power of the Force one? Well, we'll go with the Kenner for now, since we're doing Kenner comparisons this whole time. Here is a Kenner Hammerhead figure, so you can see how far we've come over the years. That is like an '80s, early '80s Kenner Hammerhead figure, and then there is Doc Ondar next to him. So there's a little comparison shot for you guys, just for a little extra flavoring your comparisons, so you can kind of see the progression. All right, so now, really cool figure. Definitely like him a lot. I, it is what it is as far as hindering articulation. Like I said, you can mod him out to do more things, I guess, if you wanted to. But yeah, just a cool figure to have. Cool little something something to have in your collection. Just a unique figure. He's not easy to get, so definitely if anybody's interested in one, let me know because we do have one more in stock. Let's get these guys lined up again. This gun can be right there. There you go. And then we do have some mystery items. So we have a box that we're gonna open. Avi is still here. Yeah, Avi's here. Okay. We have a box that we're gonna open that is a mystery to me. Now, Avi knows what's in it, but I do not. So, very interested to see what we have in here, what we're gonna review, what we're gonna take a look at next. So, I think one of these might have been opened already. But it's been sitting around for a minute, so let's get to it. So this is just in a cardboard box that I'm opening. I do have no idea what's in here, so I'll be finding out at the same time as you guys. Okay. Avi, you need to use this much tape. Just so you know. Okay. I totally forgot about this. So this was a New York Comic Con exclusive, which I totally forgot that I asked Avi to grab this for me. It is the Pizza Rat plush from New York Comic Con, which is awesome. This will be my Valentine's Day gift. Annie did get me something, but I'm considering him my Valentine's Day plush. Really, really dope. Look at how cool that is. I love that. Let's see. Is this easy to open? Oh yeah, it's just a little tape here. Let's get him out of here. I'm not gonna sell him, so. Let's get him out of his little bag. I love Pizza Rat. I think he is awesome. I think that's one of the funniest videos that's ever been on the internet, and I love the fact that they turned him into a New York Comic Con mascot. Basically, there's been Funko Pops through the years, but I feel like this is like the coolest thing they've ever released for him. Really, so it's got the little pizza that's smiling with the NYC cheese and the pepperonis. He has a little earring, which I don't think that I knew. It's either a gauge or an earring. It's definitely an earring. So he has a little earring over here. He's got his beanie going on. And then he's got his little ear over here. Nice. Here's the tag we got going on here. There's Mini Pizza Rat. Here's the back. He's nice and fluffy on the back. He's got this really cool tail that has, what is this on the tail? I do not know. What is that supposed to be? Is it like a band aid? Brass nail tuckle? Brass knuckle tail? I don't know. Yeah, that's awesome, Avi. I totally forgot about this guy. Oh boy, look at his little paws. Look at his little rat paws. Going on. So there he is. There he is. Perfect for any collection. It's not leaving my collection, so That's really cool. I'm happy they did that, and I'm happy you grabbed it for me. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, Hold on. Let's get these accessories ironed out here. Come on. There we go. I can't believe they were just sitting in there that whole time and I didn't open it. All right, so there's Pizza Rat. That was item one. I don't know if we're gonna be able to top that because I fucking love Pizza Rat so much. But let's see what else we got in here. Um, now this is boxed, and there's a lot of wrapping going on here. So see. Okay, so it's a Mando. It's a movie. Hold on one second. Let me get it on screen for you guys. This is the Bandai Tamashi Nations Mando and Grogu, which I remember when they announced this. It's really fucking cool. I love the fact that Grogu has his little hair going on there, which is cool. Now, I don't think that I've ever opened. What did I open? I don't think that I've ever opened one of these before, so this will be very interesting to see. So, are we considering that? Let's see. It's movie realization. Here's the back of the box. By the way, I don't need to be the only person looking at that. He's got his little carriage going on here with the little Grogu there. Some accessories, really cool stuff. So we're gonna, and we are opening this Avi, right? All right, I'll take that as a yes. All right, so let's get this open. Yeah, more tape? No. Let's just cut both pieces of tape. So this is Bandai Tamashi Nation's movie realization. Mando with Grogu. Samurai Mando with Grogu. So it has a little thing here in Japanese. It's got a lot of. Now, we're probably not going to do every single little piece of this, but we're definitely going to take a look at the figures, take a look at the articulation. This is what it looks like inside the package. I definitely don't want to lose anything, so be careful with that. Let's get Grogu out of here first. So here's his little tram that we can turn into a carriage. A little push cart carriage here. Comes with a little push cart. You can just drop that right in there. And that'll be his little carriage. Here is Grogu. It's so funny. There's this little hair. Call it his Padawan braid for now. There's no articulation on that, by the way. His head can look back and forth. He can do a little bit of, a decent amount back and a little bit forward. Be careful with this. That is one solid piece and that does not move. Here's his little arms. I don't want to force that. Hold on. Doing it off screen for a second. There you go. Here's his arm going forward a little bit. He's got little feet. Look at his little feet. Cute little feet going on there. His waist, you can get him not in quite a sitting position, probably enough of a sitting position for him to sit in that carriage. It's kind of like a separate piece here. There's like three pieces going on here. So it's the upper robe, and then there's the center part, and then there's another piece underneath going on there. So you actually can get a decent amount of waist action going on there, just because it is three pieces. His feet, they might spin, but I don't want to mess with it because, like I said, it's not mine. All right, let's get him in his little thing. Oh yeah, he can sit in such an angle that he's good to go in that thing. There's Grogu chilling in his little tram. That's really cute. All right, moving on to Mando. Kind of just slides out of there. They put these little plastic pieces in between the articulation on some of these parts. So just so you know, if you're ever repackaging one. Just get this piece. There's one under his skirt as well. Smells good. All right. So here is Mando. Really cool looking helmet. This is Ronin helmet. Interesting shape. Really good stuff. That's dope as hell. Shoulder pads are really cool. He does have the mud horn on there. And there's his chest plate. Couple extra. I mean, I would call them bullets, but I don't think they're actually bullets. Maybe just like his little darts going on there. He has spots for swords. I think you can holster one sword in the back and then one in the front. It's like a little knife area. Here's his skirt. He's got like little like numbers on them. Are they numbers? They might just be knots. I don't know if they're supposed to be notches or knots. I guess it's just the braiding, the way the braiding looks. He's got really cool like shin pads going on here. Whatever thigh pads. That's a thigh, not a shin. And then the texturing of like this is a hard plastic, but it doesn't look like it because it's nice molded texturing going on here. It looks really good. You can see it under any of the armor plated pieces there. And then the boots. Look at the boots. Look how good the boots are. You can see the little toes going on there. It's like a sandally look, but it's like clearly like a boot going on here. This piece is a separate piece here, so as to not hinder articulation. You got more little bolts on his shins and all that. Really cool. That's dope. Let's take a look at some of the accessories, and then we'll go through Mando's articulation, and then we'll try to get some accessories on him, and then set him up with Grogu. See how all that looks together. So I'm gonna do an overview within the box. I'm not gonna take everything out of the box because I don't want to lose anything. Um, so he has extra hands here, and then he has this jetpack, which I will take out. He's got his rifle. He's got a sword with a sheath, and he has a nice little like musket-looking blaster, which will get the weapons out for sure. But I'm not going to take all the hands out. All right, so let's take a look at the jetpack first. I also want to see if this jetpack makes him back heavy at all. Here's a look at the jetpack. That's really cool. A nice like steam. It's very steampunk looking. Very cool. Would have been nice to maybe have a blast effect to come along with this, just based on how many accessories Bandai typically gives you, but still, whatever. It still looks good. As far as popping this in the back, there you go. You can peg that right into the back to really complete that look. That looks really cool. Look how good the back looks now with all that going on. Great sculpting on this. Nice detailing. A lot of like bolts and braids and ropes and stitches and all kinds of cool things going on. Very interested in getting into the articulation on him. Here is the rifle. Very nice take on this rifle. It has like the bolt action going on here, which is really cool. I don't think you can move that, right? Oh, it actually might move. There's a little bit of movement there. There's a little bit of movement there. Um, yeah, really cool. That's the thing about these movie realization, where they basically turn everybody into samurais. They just do such a good job of doing a samurai take on all these characters, which is really cool. And here is the blaster. Really cool look to that blaster. It's got like the little wire going on there. Just like I said, just really steampunk looking stuff right there. And then here is the samurai sword, this katana. Not the biggest katana, not huge, but it looks good. Nothing crazy. He's already very flashy, so we don't need this to be too flashy. And then it has this sheath for it as well. So you can sheath it in there, and then let's see. They're supposed to be. I guess you just put it in the back. It might be that you have to do this if you want to sheath this. You would put to maybe take the. Let's see. If I take the backpack off, there is a little area for that. Hmm. Oh, you know what? You can put it up on the side here. My bad. Hold on. Let's get this um, set up again so you guys can see what I'm doing with this. So here we go. In his belt, he has a little spot to sheath the sword, and then he obviously will be able to like reach over. I'll do a pose like that with him as well. I think other than hands, that's all the accessories. So I'm gonna move this box over here. We got a little more room to operate here. So here's the musket. Well, I guess he has these fisted hands on now, so I'm gonna swap these out for more of hands that can hold something. Because those are very much fisted hands. He has. This is probably more of a grabby hand. All right, I guess we're gonna mess around with the hands. You got trigger fingers, you got grabby hands. It's not that much accessories, so we won't lose everything. All right, let's pop these hands off and see how easily that works. Oh yeah, that's real easy, real simple. They're just small little pegs that you pop them on. Oh, sorry, those hands off. You can see it's just that little piece, and then this is the piece that it pegs into. So nice, easy hand swaps on this. Let's go with a trigger finger on this side. Oh, easy. Now, the thing that always threw me off with some of these was getting that back in there. You definitely might want to heat up. Oh, no, it works. It was an easy hand swap. I just get nervous because if it was my figure, I'd be like, obviously, I'd still want it to not break or anything like that, but I just don't want to break somebody else's figure. But this is easy hand swapping going on here. All right, let's get into some articulation. I'm going to take this sword off just so we can mess around with some of the articulation on him, and then we'll get him showing off some accessories. doing some poses, and then hanging out with Grogu. All right, so here's your look up. We have multiple articulation points going on here. So there's one at the head, and then one below the head at the neck. So you got a lot of up and down. Even with this piece blocking, you're still getting a lot of up and down articulation here on that neck. This piece is kind of wanting to move around a little bit. It can peg in. Peg in? Yeah, it came like unpegged. So there's like a way to peg this in if you see this there. You can peg these back in so that this plate won't move as much, but the back of this head is going to move that out of place. So just keep an eye on that and know that you can kind of like peg that in and out once you get him into whatever pose you want to settle him into. And then obviously you can look left and right. I'm sure this can spin all the way around as well. For his shoulders, he has this shoulder pad that has its own separate articulation, and I believe is on, yeah, it's on a ball peg of its own. And then you obviously can get your range of motion going up and down like that as well. I assume that if you take this off, you could probably go all the way up with that. He has a nice ball joint in his elbow here. And then there's an extra joint to rotate even more. Right? Am I crazy? Or is that a separate piece? Oh no, that's not a separate piece. Sorry about that. And then obviously you can go up and down that way, like that. But yeah, plenty of articulation there. He has a horizontal. No, he has a vertical, but this is on a ball. So if you want to move it, you can just basically get this going in whatever direction you want it to, and then you can do the you can like set the articulation point where you want it to be. All right, for the waist, this belt, his gun belt or whatever, kind of not really getting in the way too much. You can still do a nice rotation there and there. He also does have the butterflies in his shoulders, so you can see there's an extra piece of articulation going on there. As far as doing splits, the only thing hindering him is his armor from doing a complete split. As far as thigh, there's not. No, it's not an upper thigh cut here. It's not a set. This is all one solid piece of thigh here. And then the knees, obviously, we got double knee here. You got an articulation point here and an articulation point there. And then you can do rotation. Really, more up here is where your rotation is going to come from. And then you can spin the legs, the ankle all the way around, up and down. And there is an ankle pivot there. You just, it's another one of those things where you got to like set that joint where you want it to be. So yeah, really good articulation going on there for sure. All right, let's mess around with some of his accessories. So I think the first thing we want to see is, let's get him gunslinging. And that was really easy to get that in there. These are nice, and it's not a hard plastic. It's a hard enough plastic that it'll keep its shape, but it does have a decent amount of give to it where you can bend it and really get that stuff in there. And you can see his trigger finger just slid right in there. So that's like literally perfectly proportioned to go right where it needs to go. There he is with his little blaster. And now I just would like to see him with his rifle. Let's second. Let me do this part off screen because I don't want to break it. Okay, there's his rifle in his hand. So the way that I went and did that was I just started here at this tip and then fed the hand all the way through to it because it'll give better that way, and it just ended up working out better that way. And then I guess we're gonna put his hand on this piece right here. His other hand on that piece as like a little. No, maybe not. No, I would say put it where you normally would think to put it, up here. It's just a really long gun to negotiate. But yeah, that looks really good. Maybe let's get him like in a. One of those. There you go. That was simple enough. Balance is really good. And there's so many easy points of articulation that do hold their articulation. I'm thinking that it makes it easy to just kind of get it where it needs to be, and then it'll stay there. I think that's the advantage of the Bandai stuff right there. So I definitely am liking that for sure. All right, let's get a little sword action going on here, right? I think we like this pose here with the gun. But I would like to see him interact with a sword for sure, because that's what samurais do. Now, is there anywhere to holster this? I guess you would put it where the jetpack can go. Yeah, it can peg right into his back like that, and that looks cool. But the only problem with that is that you then cannot put his backpack on him, so you have to put his backpack somewhere else. But you can peg this right into his back right there. And then let's get him going with maybe like a two-handed sword pose. Let's see, give me this one here. Or maybe about fending off and holding his rifle and holding his little revolver. There's gunslinger vibes right there with a little samurai touch to it. Let's get that going. There you go. Look at that. And look at the nice shine that we have coming off the light. That's really dope. That's really dope stuff. And then we got Grogu here. We're defending Grogu. Got his backpack. He's got his extra hands. Good stuff. Really cool. Definitely a treat. Thank you, Avi, for letting me take a look at this figure. I mean, I remember when it was announced. I've seen a lot of these throughout the years, but I've never actually opened one. So definitely nice to be able to interact with that for sure. So there you go. All right, so now we have to rank all this stuff. A lot of cool stuff to rank tonight. So let's get our boy back here with his little Grogu, his extra stuff. Let's kind of get everybody in frame together here. We are going to need to take a picture of everybody together for our thumbnail. All right, come on. I'll put this guy here. Give me my holocrons. All that. How about Grogu's got the holocron? Oh, Grogu, baby, with the holocron. So there you go. There's all the figures that we took a look at tonight. Oh, and we have Pizza Rat here too. Pizza Rat's chilling as well over there. He's just too big to fit in the frame. I'll get him into the thumbnail though. All right, let me take a thumbnail picture quick, and then we will get this moving. Let's move this. Gotta rearrange a little bit here. Man, this Battlestar Galactica guy loves falling over, huh? He's got like kind of bow legs going on. All right, give me. Give me a square. Okay, there's some variations on. So okay, ranking these. Okay, how do we want to do this? I'll say that our Battlestar Galactica guy, he's gonna be last. Listen, I just grabbed it for just to have in my display. I think it's very impressive that they were able to give us a 4-armed figure back in the early '80s, which is cool. Decent sculpts and all that, but we're just dealing with so many great figures tonight that he's not really gonna move the needle as much as some of the other stuff that we're looking at tonight. Then I would probably point our spotlight at these guys over here. So I don't know. Let me think about this. I mean, I'm definitely impressed with Reese more than I thought I was going to be, because the head sculpt on him is fantastic. They really did a great job of bringing that to life. Little extra detailing and all that stuff. I can't decide between him and Tessic. I like the look of Tessic a little bit more, I think. Reese was very well executed though. So I'm gonna put Reuse in the second to last slot. Not because I don't like him. I like the look of Tessic a little bit more. So I'm gonna put him in that third to last slot. But overall, that's a really good set. And I think that we've come a long way as far as those two characters and those two races of aliens, and showing them in action figure form. So definitely really cool stuff. And I love vintage collections, so don't get me wrong. That's all really dope stuff. All right. I don't want to disrespect him, but I'm going to put Pizza Rat in the next slot. He was a big surprise for me tonight. I'm very happy to have him in my personal collection. So once again, thank you, Avi, for that. Really dope stuff. He just looks so cute and awesome. But at the end of the day, he is a plush, and I personally do like action figures more than plushes. So, you know, we can't, just because I like him that much doesn't mean we have to get carried away here. Now we're down to our last two for the top slot. Hmm. It is tough because I definitely we have to think about price points here because I'm assuming that the movie realization dual pack is anywhere between 70 and $120. The I mean it should be more about which figures do you like more, but and then the the Doc Ondar, his original retail was 45, which pushes them up to 50 after tax, and obviously Avi obviously paid a little bit more for that. To support us. Sorry about that. The only thing that's killing me here is I think that I would give Doc Ondor the nod based on the price point and the sculpt and all that stuff. But the problem with him is, and it is kind of a glaring problem. It's not a glaring problem from as much of a display perspective, in that, like I said when we were reviewing him, how much of how many dynamic poses are you throwing this guy in? You don't need him doing drop kicks. You don't need him doing backflips. You don't need him doing any of that stuff. He is going to run his Den of Antiquities. He's going to chill in a Jabba or Cantina type setup and just do his thing and look cool. But it would be nice if they just gave us and committed to soft goods across the board here. The sash is killing me. The vest gets in the way of articulation and all that stuff. I could see freeing this guy from the plastic that surrounds him and replacing it with maybe some soft goods that you would get from Mythic Legions, or somebody on Etsy probably makes something, or you could probably just grab something yourself and just kind of whittle something for him. Whittling, um, whittling and sashaying all the way. Um, so I do think that Hasbro kind of failed in his overall outfit using that very hard plastic. It's not like it's a hard plastic. You cannot maneuver that plastic in a way that's going to let you unlock some of the articulation that is hiding in that figure. I don't even know the potential of his articulation right now because didn't want to push it, not my figure, all that stuff. But overall, really cool figure. Happy to have him in the line, and I'll definitely be having a personal one at some point. We do have another one available if anybody wants one, as always. And then this one's going to Avi. So, and his accessories are top notch. His accessories, he has the best accessories probably of any of the figures that we looked at today. And that is including the movie realization, because we've never gotten holocrons for 6-inch Black Series, I don't believe. And it's got this cool droid helmet. I mean, it doesn't take too much to give us a clone helmet, but the paint deco on the clone helmet does look cool. And this little sword is really dope too. So I think that he has the best accessories overall. Um, I don't know, maybe not. I mean, the movie realization ones are really cool, but for the Black Series stuff, it's definitely a step up in the accessories department. So I'll give him the second to last spot. Sorry, the second to top spot. And listen, it was the mystery all along. We didn't know it was going to be. I had high hopes. It could have been a number of things that we've talked about on streams over the years. But it is the top slot will go to the movie realization Samurai Mando with Grogu. Grogu is adorable. I love his little hair. It's really funny. He doesn't have a ton of articulation, but how much, what do you need him to do? You're mostly going to display him in his little carriage. The idea of turning his tram into a carriage, but also keeping it so that you can have the tram separate, is a really cool idea, because then you can even use that little carriage thing as something else, as just a wheelbarrow if you want to do. And then the rifle looks really cool. I think I like the little pistol blaster going on. Maybe that one's a little bit cooler. Very basic sword, but overall the sculpt on this, the articulation, the way that the articulation holds its articulation. We've seen this on our channel and in our reviews multiple times where I'll get something into a pose that I like and then it'll want to leave that pose a little bit. I think the way that Bandai is manufacturing these figures and the joints that they're using, it just helps them to hold their pose more. And you can get really dynamic with it and it'll probably stay the way that you want it to. So that, I mean, look at that pose right there. That's really dope. I'm not worried about him falling because I know that his ankles are bent in such a way and they're not going to move out of their pose, that he has a solid center of gravity. All of the gravity is, all of his balance is being pushed in the right direction. He's centered. He's good to go. He's not going anywhere. So I think as far as executing a figure, um, that is a must, and Bandai clearly doing a good job with it. So that is your review of this assortment of figures tonight. So just again to recap, we put the Battlestar Galactica guy at the bottom, and then I went with our two vintage collection guys. Then Pizza Rat. Pizza Rat's adorable, but he's not an action figure, so he can't have one of the top slots. And then we got Doc Ondar. And then we got the movie realization Mando with Grogu Samurai version. Really nice reimagining for those figures. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us. I appreciate you guys. Once again, this is Joba the Hutt from Joba's Palace. If you're checking us out on YouTube, we have Whatnot shows that we run every Wednesday and Thursday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. So give us a follow there. Like I said, we're live on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously right now. We're multicasting to both those platforms. The archives can be found on those platforms. So if you're catching us somewhere else, then you can come to those places and check out the full video. We're going to be doing breakout videos. They will go on our TikTok. So if you're watching us on TikTok, welcome as well. And on Instagram, you can always DM us on Instagram. Like I said, we run shows multiple times a week. We have over 500 items available. Just let me know what you guys are after. Feel free to shoot me a DM. Obviously, we have an eBay store, all that stuff. Yeah, so, and we have a Facebook group, Joba's Palace Facebook group, where we do a lot of pre-order links for people, so that if you're trying to avoid aftermarket or if you're looking for sales or any stuff like that, you can check that out, and we'll try to get you guys good deals on stuff there. Yeah, so thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Appreciate you guys, and have a good night. Peace out. Well, that was something. Is anybody listening to me? All right, cool. All right, thanks guys for hanging out with us. Well, we've been live for 3 hours. All right, I will transition out of review mode. I just want to make sure that we get all of these accessories back in their correct slots. So let's get all the hands back in here. Handy do frame. I'm going to put Grogu back in his thing. Samurai. It is nice with these Bandai figures that you can really repack them very easily. It's so obvious where everything goes. legend. Oop. Rolled over that. And everything just locked. Maybe not perfectly, but. Sith, are you here? Or Avi, either one of you? I mean, Avi is here, but he might have fallen asleep. I guess I'll just toss these guys. You know, we didn't do. We didn't at least show the Lowe's cat, but that's all right. Okay. I really should have just done that last week. All right, I'll stick around for a couple more minutes since we're out of the review zone right now. So if anybody has any requests before we sign off, please let me know. All right, if nobody has any final requests before we sign off, we're gonna head out for the night. I have shows this weekend, the local shows. One is a card show, the other one is a comic slash toy show. So that's what we're going to be doing over the weekend. I might do a stream tomorrow night. I'll see how packing the car goes and what inventory we leave behind and all that stuff. So, as always, bookmark the upcoming streams because they always will go live at some point. It's just a matter of if the schedule changes or not. Our solid schedule is Wednesdays and Thursdays at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, though, so you can always catch us then. Feel free to shoot me a DM if there's anything that you guys are after in general, or if you want to make me an offer on something. Yeah, most of the stuff is available offline. Look through the store. There's over 500 things available. Yeah, so I'll give it another minute if anybody wants to grab anything before we sign off. Otherwise, we're gonna head out. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We got to do some awesome reviews of figures, which is just another extra component to our streams that helps give like a little bit more entertainment going on around here. So I'm happy that we have the ability to do that for you guys when you guys check out some figures that you otherwise may not have been able to see. Um, yeah, so that's what's going on with that. So give it another few seconds, wait till 2:40, and then we're gonna sign off. So if anybody has anything that they would like to see or has any questions about anything, please let me know. Otherwise, feel free to shoot me a DM. All right, we are going to sign off. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Have a great night. Have a great weekend because it's Friday. So time to start the weekend. And I'll catch you guys later. All right, guys. Peace out.